Good morning and welcome to PSJA Java Chat, your morning chat with your favorite PSJA ISD Instructional Technology Integration Specialist, where we discuss EdTech tools and trends with invited guests and, of course, our morning coffee. In episode 3 of Java Chat, Amy Marquez, Library Innovation Strategist, talked to us about how she is passionate about using technology, her involvement on technology integration, and her support for esports in the district, collaborating with advanced academics and instructional technology.
Thank you, everybody, for being here with us this morning. This is another edition of our Java Chat series here at PSJA ISD. My name is Marco Torres. I am with the secondary technology integration specialist with the instructional technology team. I am here with my colleagues, Debbie Pingle and Valentin Guerra. They are also technology instructional specialists with the elementary team. Our guest for today is Amy Marquez. Amy is one of the leaders of the library department, and we have a very special topic that we're going to talk about today. It is mostly going to be about esports, which is a new initiative that we have going on here at PSJA ISD. So let's get started. First of all, thank you, Amy, for being here with us today.
Hi, guys. Thanks for having me. I'm excited to be here.
We appreciate you being here, and let's get started. First, we want to do a couple of icebreaker questions. We want to know, what is your favorite thing to do outside of school when you're not here and working really, really hard at PSJA ISD?
I mean, honestly, my favorite thing to do outside of school is to hang out with my family, and a lot of times we'll barbecue or go and, do little family errands together or just hang out in the backyard. But that's usually my favorite thing to do. Aside from that, I like to be kind of crafty, and I knit and crochet and that kind of stuff. So that's fun as well, just like to de-stress.
And I've seen some of those products that you've made on Facebook, and you are so creative and talented in all ways.
I really enjoy it because it really takes like all your focus, and it kind of like takes your mind off of everything else. But I would say like sometimes those hobbies come in waves for me. Sometimes I'm very into it, and then other times I'm like, I don't want to knit or crochet at all for a while. So.
Awesome. Well, since we're the instructional technology department, of course, we're going to ask some technology questions for you. What is one piece of technology you could not live without?
Well, when I saw this question, I was thinking about how best to answer it, and I'm going to give a twofold answer. The first one is my phone, because I just use it constantly for everything, right? And then I'm going to be more specific and say Canva. I use Canva all the time, every single day, multiple times a day. Like, I'm constantly using it to make graphics and design, all kinds of things for our department. We end up making, shirt designs, covers for, projects and everything. Canva makes everything better. So definitely Canva.
I agree with that. And now that you put it together, I'm like, have you used it a lot with your phone? Canva on your phone?
Yes, constantly. I mean, I am almost embarrassed to say how often I'm using Canva, but like all the time, I'm just like, it is the best solution for everything. It just feels like, because,
I love using it now for presentations too.
Yes.
Like the slideshow presentations.
Everything just built in, all the fonts, like.
Definitely. Well, let's move on a little bit to the main topic that we're talking about, which is esports. And I want us to just think a little bit and tell us what inspired you to introduce the esports program in our school district.
Honestly, I would say a few things. One of those things is I also have teenagers in my household, and there's a lot of excitement with them using technology and gaming, right? And so they were pushing me like, come on, mom, just play Switch with us, learn how to use it or whatever. And when I was younger, of course, I played with some technology that was out at the time, right? But I really let it go as an adult. So they were really pushing me like, come on, you have to play Animal Crossing, mom, you have to. I realized that's not esports, but like that was the gateway item, right? And then we also have a librarian in our district. Her name is Karina Quilantan. She's at Escalante. She's doing some great things with esports at her campus. She's already having some, only campus level tournaments and things like that. So I was really excited when I was hearing her talk about the project. She came and presented to our librarians, shared a little bit about how she got started with esports. and my kids telling me about it too, I ended up getting a Switch. So then I started playing Animal Crossing, which is like an easy beginner game if you're not, comfortable, because that was my hesitation, right? Like, I don't know enough about this to be trying to do esports. But I started with Animal Crossing, really liked it. I was at collegiate at the time, at PSJA Collegiate High School. And I was mentioning to the students, like, what do you guys think? Would you be interested? At the time, I had a library advisory board who were student leaders, and they were so excited. And I was like, okay, guys, let's try it at the school level, but I need you guys to lead it. Like, I'm going to be supporting you, but you guys are the experts. So I saw the students just feel so empowered. They did everything from tournament brackets to graphics to all the things. Like, they were leading in so many different ways. And I just thought, like, this is amazing. Like, it's bringing our students together. It's empowering them. They're seeing themselves as leaders. I want to see this and support it as much as possible in our library.
Wow.
That is awesome. Really cool that you gave the students the leadership roles and you kind of let them, be accountable for, I guess, the product or what you guys were trying to achieve. And it kind of touches on my next question a little bit. So given your experience and what you just described, what is the role that you ideally that you want the librarians to play when it comes to the esports initiative here at PSJ?
Well, I think right now we're just starting out. And so a lot of our librarians are probably in a similar spot to where I was at, feeling like I'm not sure that I know enough about technology in the role of like Switch and gaming and that sort of thing. Like, they're technology experts, but maybe not gaming experts, right?
Mhm.
Some of them. So I want them to feel comfortable and confident and feel like they're facilitators supporting our students who are already doing this, making it possible to do it at the campus in this gaming format, because by empowering the students, we can learn from them so much, right? It can help us build our own confidence in using the tools. And then there's just so many job opportunities surrounding esports available to our students that if we can give them that hands-on practice at school, help them see that this could actually be a career pathway for some of them, I think that's like very powerful. So I don't know if I answered your question, but like facilitating and the students.
No, and
Mhm.
yeah, in facilitating, I think what we learned at the conference that we attended at Region One was the coaches are very their role is to actually they end up learning a lot more from the students than what they teach the students. So it's just like you said, for them to be supportive and to be facilitators is perfect.
Yeah, and I think,
Oh, go ahead.
sorry, I was just gonna say, I think that's a great gateway type of, way to start out too, especially if you don't feel like gaming is your niche and you know everything about gaming, by relying on our students who already have so much information, a wealth of knowledge, and just supporting them maybe like in the frameworks of how to do the tournaments or, the time management or the location, all of that. I think it's very empowering for them. Go ahead, Debbie, sorry.
No, great. And I just love how you mentioned that there's so many opportunities that, I wasn't even aware of until I went to the esports conference, like the different career paths, that it was amazing how many there are. So I like that you're trying to bring that, to the district and expose kids that are into that avenue of gaming and show them what's out there for them, even scholarships,
Yes, I
available.
had heard about some of the scholarships and I just thought, that's amazing that
Mhm.
colleges are offering scholarship opportunities. And like you mentioned, I wasn't aware that there was so many different careers around it. I was trying to kind of imagine like what career goes with this, you know what I mean? And then at the conference that she's referring to, they put up a graphic and there was just so many careers associated
Mhm.
with esports. So, I mean, as we move forward, technology, of course, is just ever evolving and more in the forefront. I mean, we can definitely see a lot of opportunities for students there.
Exactly. So how do you envision esports aligning with the educational goals and values of our school district?
Well, like I mentioned before, I think it's a great opportunity to empower students to be leaders, to be, able to work together as a team, to be problem solvers, to learn how to manage different roles, to sort of see like the big picture as they're planning these events, what it takes to set up the framework, to, reserve a place, to manage your time and all of those things. All of those things transfer over into your future career, right?
Mhm.
Like being able to work well with others and, time management, all those things. It's so neat that they may not even realize as they're doing it that these are career, they're going to help their career later on, regardless of if it's in esports or not. It's still going to be beneficial to them.
I think I get the fun question now.
Okay.
It's about selection. So, what are the types of games and platforms that you will be including in the esports programs? Have you thought about, is it going to be maybe a Switch or an Xbox or PlayStation? What kind of platforms to start with? And then let's go into if you have any games in mind as well.
Okay. So at this point, we're hoping to launch this with our middle school librarians that are ready, right? So it'll be in some of our middle schools, and then some of our librarians will sort of be observing and learning, and then hopefully we can continue to fill it out in the middle school. And we're partnering with Mr. Murray from Advanced Academics, so I'm excited about that too. They really want to get esports going along, of course, with Instructional Technology Department. And I don't have the answers exactly, but what I'm kind of envisioning, because I still need to talk to them and flesh out all the details, is probably Switch, and then probably what's it called, Mario Kart.
Okay.
I know there's also Smash Brothers. I personally, when I did it at collegiate, we did Mario Kart. I think like that was my comfort zone, I guess. I'm like little by little, right? I'm still learning how to do the esports and stuff. No, I like Smash. It's just Smash is a little bit like aggressive too. So I'm like, maybe we can just start with Mario Kart and see how it goes. But
I like that, and I like that, and I'm like, I like the idea of maybe like having buy-in from the students and make a selection as well, because then I'm like, they feel more involved as and they're middle schoolers. They're a little bit more grown up than elementary kids, and obviously the permissions have to be signed by the parents that they know. They probably use way more aggressive video games at home.
Yes, I would imagine that probably some of that is happening.
Thank you for sharing.
That's awesome. Maybe also, I think both of those games that you had mentioned, Smash and Mario Kart, those are games at the university and collegiate level that they're supporting students with scholarships from those. So those are good choices that you're considering. And I know you've kind of touched on it. Maybe one thing that we haven't talked about, and I know you were there talking about. At one of the meetings where they talked about the overall benefits of adopting esports, there was a social emotional learning impact there as well. But maybe you want to touch on it. So one of the last questions we're going to ask is, what do you think some of the overall benefits are for adopting esports for any school district?
I think definitely, obviously what we talked about earlier about empowering the students to be leaders and that sort of thing, right? And all the skill set that comes along with it, but also just that community building and that feeling, that sense of like, I belong to something. I want to come to school every day because this is important to me. I feel like someone gets me, that sort of thing. And especially with our middle school students, that's a time when there's so many changes happening in their lives as far as, their emotions and their hormones, and, they're just changing so much so quickly that we want to make sure everyone feels, safe, like they have a place to be. Our libraries really strive to be a safe, welcoming environment, and we want to evolve with the times and make sure we're offering things that are going to really, capture the interest of our students. And this may seem a little non-traditional, right, to have esports in libraries, but really that is the trend. When we look at libraries across the nation, libraries are adopting esports into their programming because we want students to be active participants. It's a great option for a district.
And this is such a great avenue for students that maybe aren't involved in sports, like physical sports. This is another avenue, for them to get involved with a group and compete. So that's pretty cool.
Definitely. That would have been me. I was not in sports. I'm not highly coordinated for sports. So.
Oh, back in the day of Atari, that was my, first gaming, and that's really the last gaming that I've done.
Which game was it, Debbie?
I was really good at asteroids.
Oh.
That was my thing.
Have you played Switch at all, Debbie, or no?
I have not done the Switch. Yeah, no.
I'm gonna have to bring my Switch into the office one.
I was gonna say, as we start kicking this off, we're gonna have you guys come out and try some things. And
yes.
Students are doing. I wanted to just give a shout out real quick to one of our librarians, Gina Huerta, at Audie Murphy. She came back, talked to her students a little bit about it, wanted to see if they were interested. She said there was overwhelming interest. So that's really exciting. I didn't have all the answers yet for her, like what platform, how many, all of that stuff, because we, came back from the conference not that long ago. But yes, our students are really excited. Our librarians are excited. So can't wait to see how it all
have you heard more positive feedback from other librarians? Have they been surveying the students as far as the interest?
Yes. So I actually sent a survey out to the librarians first just to see how many of them felt like they would like to take this next step and, possibly try to launch something this year. And we had 5 interested out of our middle school librarians. So that 5 out of 8, that's pretty good. The rest were like, I just kind of want to see it and observe, and then maybe later, I could try it out. And then from there, they're kind of getting that feedback from the students to see.
I love that. I love that you did that because you're doing a buy-in, and that's awesome because they need to be wanting to start participating. And I love that 5 of them. I'm like, that's a good percentage of librarians wanting to participate. And for those that are not feeling there yet, they're going to be able to experience that, be there and support. I'm like, that can be a support. And they're probably going to be like, oh, I wish I would have done it, because look at the overwhelming that you said it of the response at Audie Murphy. I'm like, I feel like all educators' food is students' response and students wanting to be there. And I feel like with this, seeing there's kids wanting to come to the library and participate in esports, it's gonna be just amazing food for well-being, for an educator, as in like, yes, they want to be here with me. I don't know.
It's very heartwarming. I mean, I loved it when I had the little tournaments there at Collegiate. The students were leading it. I was just standing back watching. I was like, oh my gosh, it's amazing.
Eating popcorn.
Yeah. I'm just gonna win. I'm like, I got all into it, and I'm not really into gaming, but you know what I mean? That's what the kids are into. So I need to make, that effort and that connection with them.
And we make shirts for her sports, for esports, and her little.
And we wanted to share. We actually have some of our students that are going to be going to the Fall Media Fair. High school students. They're going to be presenting. So this Friday at El Padre Island, we'll have some presenting on best practices for library, including makerspace. And it says esports because we're getting there. We're going to have the esports too, but I just thought, let me combine it all together. But we're excited. And so I just wanted to thank our librarians for, them being willing to take that extra step, to learn more, to, put themselves out there and try this new initiative with the students. We have great librarians in our district, so I can't wait to see, all the things unfold this year.
Imagine when we have our esports competitions, and then we have like our esports cheerleaders coming to the events. Yeah, that would be fun.
Yeah, it's good to know that the interest is there, with the students and as well as the leaders that are going to be leading those teams.
Yes, I agree.
So I know we've covered a lot about esports. Are there any other initiatives going on in the library department? What should PSJA be on the lookout for? Are there any other things that you're bringing out to PSJA?
Well, like I mentioned just briefly, our high school students will be going out to the Fall Media Fair, which is awesome. They're going to be presenting some of the best practices that are happening in our library. So we'll be posting that pretty soon on social media. Another great thing that we have coming up, and it should be coming out soon, and the librarians don't know, so don't tell them. It's a surprise, but I mean, we're first.
Now that cover your ears.
They worked really hard on a Hispanic heritage anthology. So is the students' work and their different stories that they wrote. So each of our librarians will be getting the anthology to put in their libraries. And that's
Nice.
a partnership with the dual language program. So we're really trying to partner with a lot of our different departments. Dual language, advanced academics, college and career readiness. The other thing that we have happening in our high school is we have lunch and learn seminars happening this year. We've got different sessions once a month at each high school. And it's an opportunity for students to come in and get prepared for their college and future careers. So like we have one today actually happening at each of our high schools from noon to 1. The students get lunch, and then they're also getting some time management best practices. So it's like a hands-on workshop happening at all the different high schools. So there's a lot of things happening. We're excited about all of them. And I just appreciate you guys giving me a chance to share some of them with you guys.
Well,
Are the
let us
lunch
know.
and
We're
learns
happy
are
to
for
share.
the students?
What was that?
The lunch and learn is for the students?
Yes, yeah, students. So students sign up. We had one last month, and we had A and B lunch. So we had about 30 in each lunch period at every one of our high schools. And then this month, it's only one session from 12 to 1 because it's a virtual session. The presenter's presenting virtual, but our librarians are facilitating it in the room. So it's about 35 to 40 per campus. And so the students get lunch, they come in. Last time the STC librarian was there in person at each of the sites, and this time it'll be virtual. And then as we move forward, we'll have some different lunch and learn topics. One of them, we're gonna have an author come in, and it'll be like social emotional, it'll be like stress relief, it'll be around testing time. So we're excited about that too. Maybe you guys can pop in and just see.
I will love
that
that.
sounds neat.
That's really
Yeah.
cool.
That would be
That's
awesome.
really neat. Maybe we can even do some lunch and learn with technology.
Sure. Yes.
Tips and tricks on how to use your devices while you
Okay.
lunch and learn.
I like that. I like that. Okay.
Well, I think that's all our questions, but we're
Yeah.
so happy that you could join us today, Amy, and share what's happening with the esports, and hopefully we'll get a lot of excitement for that in the district, and to be able to move forward and actually have some teams and some competitions.
Yes, thanks for being here, Amy, and hopefully we're hoping that this initiative goes really well so that we can expand it next year into elementary schools and maybe high schools. So hopefully we can generate as much enthusiasm for esports, in the upcoming year.
It'd be nice to have computer pattern esports.
Talking about elementary school, I think I mentioned to you this at the conference. We are having a pilot for Osmos in esports. They're trying to do esports with Osmos. So I know that you're familiar with Osmos, and it's actually technically with numbers and coding. So I have 2 of our CITs that are going to be doing a tryout. So I will give you more information because I want you to check it out as well. And then maybe I'll talk to the librarians in those 2 campuses so they can partner up or whatever. But they're doing a pilot. It's going to be just a 5-day pilot, and it will be competitions using numbers, which will be multiplication, addition, subtraction, and then using coding. I think it's with Vanta. I think that's the name of the company that is actually in charge of esports. So they're mainly for middle school and high school, but they partnered up with Osmo to be able to bring it up to the lower grades. So not only even focusing with first, second, and third as well. So that will be really cool. We'll see what we can do with that.
That sounds exciting. Yes,
Yeah.
definitely. I would love to come over and check it out.
Awesome.